The video for March 30th, 2017 is titled, Why I Don't Monetize My Videos. Yes, I used to monetize my videos and I would get $100 to $130 every other month. Then PayPal changed something. I stopped getting anything, so I stopped monetizing. That answers the question I was asked in my previous video. Also, I used to consistently get 1,000 or more views on every video, sometimes over 10,000 views. That stopped around the time the monetization did. I figured PayPal interfered on behalf of the cabal and let it go. Of course, I was hit with serious health challenges around that time, followed by the theft of my home by the criminal PNC Bank and its attorneys and complicit judges. Now I hang in there on the hope that the RV will really happen and the cabal will be brought down once and for all. If that does not happen, I have no reason to be here on this planet anymore. I have lived my life with one goal, the kingdom of heaven on earth, which I keep saying. As I see it, money has been used by the cabal as a control mechanism. I do not wish to be under the control of demons in whatever form they manifest. Yes, I live on under $1,000 a month income, which is why I'm in a subsidized housing unit, which I'm grateful for. But I still have the same goal that I've always had in mind, and that is to get out from under the cabal's influence and control, especially their control. The influence, if they want to influence things, if the playing field were leveled and they weren't in charge of so many things, that's freedom. They can express whatever they want, but they're not satisfied with merely expressing ideas and living in a world where there's a free exchange of ideas and people can determine what resonates and what doesn't resonate. No, they want to live in a world where there's only one viewpoint that's allowed and everything else is called fake or lies. But they're the liars. The people that are in charge of the mainstream media and of the governments and of the corporations, that whole structure is a lie. It has been a lie from the beginning. It comes out of Rome, London, and Washington, D.C., but it's really older even than that. It comes whenever they started creating money as the means of making slaves feel that they were being paid for their labor, which of course, if you're getting paid for something, you feel that you're doing it of your free will. But if it's required for your survival, it's not free will anymore, is it? We need to eat. We need to have certain things that sustain our lives as physical beings. But we don't need money. Now, of course, it's hard for any of us to comprehend that because of the fact that we've lived in a culture all of our lives where money is the way things happen. It's the way things are done. But it isn't necessary if we would simply be cooperative and love one another instead of being competitive and always at each other's throat trying to keep up with the Joneses or get our fair share or whatever colloquialism or saying you want to use to describe it. It's not about love. It's not about cooperation. It's not about working together for a common goal, and that is just to simply live and to learn about who we are and to explore not only ourselves, but I believe we're going to have the opportunity to explore a greater portion of the universe than just simply planet Earth. Planet Earth seems to be a quarantined planet. Is it? I don't know. That's what I've read, and I tend to believe it, but I still don't understand why a loving God would even allow such atrocities as exist on this planet. I certainly would draw a line, and there would have to be justice and recompense for crimes against individuals that are done on, especially that are done on purpose. And the cabal's mission is very purposeful. It's to take control of all of our lives and to stamp out any voice that is contrary, which is why I believe PayPal was told, or however it happened, they stopped paying me for views. And when they stopped paying me for views, of course, that was when the ambassador, and I think the ambassador was actually part of the whole scenario. He actually got my views up, but then he pulled the rug out from under me, and he didn't do it once. He did it a couple of times. When I went to Australia, he did it again. He was going to have me meet with people in Australia. That never happened. And everything, you know the story. I've told the story before of how all the promises that were made to me before I made that trip were broken. And I didn't get to see Judith and the Seekers. I didn't accomplish anything except sit in a hotel room all the time. I mean, I got to go to the store a couple of times with the minister of the church, but then again, he stopped communicating with me after I came home. And anyway, folks, I don't want to keep rehashing this. I don't monetize my videos because that's just simply never been, money has never been my goal. I have had to have jobs throughout my life, but always, since I was a teenager, my vision has been that I'm here as a ministry to help tell the truth and set the record straight so that people can finally experience what it is to be free and to know what the kingdom of heaven on earth actually is. We don't know what it is because it's been a demonically controlled system that we've had to endure, and it's endure, and many haven't made it. Many have been killed, and many died. I was glad to see Rockefeller die, and not just Rockefeller, but his son was killed in an airplane crash, which I find interesting. And I think that all of the members of the cabal, the Bushes and the Clintons, and all these people need to simply be taken out. They are criminals. If they don't repent, they need to go somewhere to a penal planet, somewhere where they can meet with other people of the same ilk and realize how insane their whole system is of lying and not telling the truth and living off of the life force of other people against the other's will. That has to change, folks. That has to change. And ultimately, we're going to all realize that we don't need money. We simply need to love one another. That may sound simplistic, but it's such a challenge when we've been lied to so much and don't remember who we really are. Anyway, I'm not going to go any further. I think I've made the point that I wanted to make. And I do need to say that Steve is still working on fine-tuning the videos that I recorded, and I'm going to be recording another video soon, I guess, with Aristo. So there's going to be other things coming up that are going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing, but I don't know exactly the timetable because it's other people that I depend on to accomplish that. Anyway, thank you for listening, and namaste.